Hello everybody and welcome in or welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. This is in an attempt to combine one of my other great loves outside of makeup, and that's literature and books. I love to read, so I figured I'd try to throw that in to this smorgasbord of a channel that I have. Anyways, so today I am going to be doing what I call kind of brands as like literary archetypes. I just think it'd be fun to consider, so I'm just gonna try my hand at it and see where it goes. But first, I just wanted to say thank you all so much. I just reached 100 subscribers. I know that may not seem like much to anybody, but that's approximately 87 or so people past what I thought would watch my channel. So thank you all for being here. Shout out to Felicia's Follicle College for being the 100th subscriber. So thank you so much for that. Anyways, let's get into this video. So I feel the need to go ahead and establish what is an archetype if you've never heard of it. An archetype is defined as an emotion, character, type, or event that is notably recurrent across the human experience. It creates an immediate sense of familiarity, so the audience can relate to the event or character without having to wonder why necessarily. They're immediately recognizable, and as defined by Carl Jung, who was kind of the mastermind behind the idea of an archetype, they are universal archaic symbols and images that derive from the collective unconsciousness. It's the psychic part of instinct. So if you don't know who Carl Jung is, he was a Swiss psychiatrist / psychoanalyst. He kind of sort of ran in the same rings as Freud, but I don't know if I don't think he's as controversial as Freud is. So as far as this pertains to literature, a lot of his archetypes have really inspired literature, and it's been founded to be a recurrent theme across cultures, across time periods, across generations in literature. So that's kind of what I'm working with today. He also heavily influenced another man called Joseph Campbell, who was a professor, I think it's Sarah Lawrence or something like that. Anyways, he was a professor of literature, and so he wrote the book called The Hero with 1,000 Faces, which he discussed his theory of the journey of the archetypal hero shared by world mythologies termed the monomyth. So in doing so, that's kind of what I'm working with today. I'm going to be using Joseph Campbell's 8 literary archetypes, and then I'm going to apply those to brands and the beauty community at large. Now, I feel the need to mention, this is going to be a little bit of a stretch. This is my imagination at work, okay? So, yeah, I'm going to be taking some creative liberties with this to try to, make this work. So, not all of these will be literal. I'll try to keep it as close to the idea and the spirit of each archetype as I can, but I can't guarantee like a literal interpretation because I am taking some creative liberty. So just so you guys know that. So now that we've kind of got a little bit of the backstory out of the way, I'll go into kind of why I want to do this video. Again, I just think it'd be fun. I think it'd be interesting. It's a way to get my own creative juices blowing. The first time I ever heard about archetypes, I think I was in like 7th grade. I had an English teacher. She taught us about them, and it just kind of interested me since then. So much so that I've written not one but 2 separate papers about like the hero's journey, one in high school, one in college, and I did pretty well in both of them. Like I said, this is a subject matter that I'm just kind of interested in, and it intrigues me that this just seems to persist across like everything, across the worlds, across cultures, across time periods, different cultures in different time periods. And I just think it's interesting how this just seems to persist. And I like the idea that it's, the psychic part of instinct. It's something we just know without knowing. And I think that's really interesting. So anyways, I've been rambling long enough, so let's go ahead and get into this video. These are going to be what I perceive as some brands as literary archetypes. So the first archetype that I'm going to be talking about is the hero. Now, we all know what the hero is. I don't think there's, if you hear hero, a lot of things come to mind when I say that. So the hero is the main character. They're the protagonist. They're who we root for. And they usually go through some sort of journey, the hero's journey, and then come out changed on the end. And usually they're trying to save somebody, save something, some ideal, something. So Some classic examples of heroes is, you know, Shrek, Mulan, pretty much like any like main character in any story, is gonna be defined as hero. As decreed by me, the hero of the beauty community, as it stands right now, is gonna be Clionadh Cosmetics. I think Clionadh has gone through some like strife and they come out better on the end, you know, with their shipping backlog, and they're kind of coming back from that, and they're, you know, really making a lot of efforts to just get ahead of their orders. So, and I'm just rooting for them. I think we're all like rooting for them because we want them to do well. They make good, solid products. So I think, yeah, they're gonna be the hero of the beauty community. So the next one is gonna be the mentor. Now, the mentor is like, in literature, the mentor is a person who assists the hero on their journey. They usually provide some sort of gift or knowledge that helps set them off on the journey. Usually they're like old and like wise, like the old wise mentor, but not always and not necessarily. So, you know, a classic mentor example would be Dumbledore, Albus Dumbledore from Harry Potter. So, are you impressed that I knew that? Because I didn't read Harry Potter. Anyways, so to me, I'm taking the mentor of the beauty community to mean like the like blueprint. Like they've kind of set the stage for other brands to thrive. And to me, that's going to be MAC Cosmetics. Now, I know MAC gets a lot of flack for seemingly not keeping up with the times, and they deserve it. It's true. However, for a long time, we can't deny MAC was the blueprint. You know, MAC set the stage for so many different brands to even try to exist right now. Like they were following MAC's example and picking up where MAC left off. So I think we would call MAC the mentor because they are the blueprint. They are the mentor. Like MAC, you know, as much as they seem to have fallen now, they really were that girl. So the next archetype is the ally, also known as like a sidekick kind of character. They assist the hero on their adventure. They usually provide some sort of insight or help or gadget, something that the hero doesn't have, or maybe potentially the job is just too big for one person. So the sidekick picks up where the hero lacks. Some classic ones, of course, is Watson, you know, Sherlock and Watson, or Batman and Robin. So Robin is a classic example of an ally to a hero. So to me, I'm taking this to mean like the ally to the beauty community, meaning this company who has helped a lot of brands in a weird way, and it's gonna be Disney.
A powerful rat.
You know, because Disney be handing out collabs like it's their job. I think Disney's now like the next big thing in the beauty community because they really tried to break into the space, and they just be handing out collabs like it's nothing. So I think they are an ally to a lot of brands, you know. And yeah, Disney is the beauty community's ally, so to speak, in this context, as decreed by me. So the next archetype that we're going to be dealing with is called the Herald. Now, the Herald is something or someone that signifies change, or that change is coming, change is change is afoot, something's happening. They usually appear at the beginning of the story with some sort of message for the hero. Like think of like Cinderella's invitation to the ball, something like that. And so to me, the Herald of the beauty community, it's gonna go to Fenty. Now, love or hate Fenty, you know, if you think they're overrated, whatever, that's not really where I'm going with this. I think that Fenty, no matter how you personally feel about them, you can't deny the impact that Fenty has had. Fenty did change the game for the beauty community. Fenty put, and like, I understand, again, I'm not saying that like, you know, they are the only single-handed person who's ever done anything in the community. I'm not saying that. But again, you can't deny the impact that Fenty had when they came. I think Fenty has now become a lot of brands' blueprint. Like Fenty kind of is that girl now. Fenty, you know, is kind of like what MAC could have been if it kept going with the times, but it kind of didn't. So that made way for something like Fenty to come and change the game. So the Herald of the beauty community, in my humble opinion, is going to go to Fenty. So the next archetype that we're going to be contending with is going to be the Trickster. Now, the Trickster character in literature is they usually do add some sort of comic relief, but they also tend to challenge the status quo. They'll usually tend to kind of question the hero a little bit and make them kind of reconsider what they think is right, for good or for better or otherwise. That's what they usually do. So some classic Trickster characters would be Donkey and Mushu, like Donkey from Shrek and then Mushu from Mulan. And oddly enough, they're both played by Eddie Murphy. I don't know if that's like was on purpose, but I mean, it happened. Also, if you're into like classic lit, Prometheus, I think, if I'm remembering correctly from my college mythology class, Prometheus is typically considered a trickster character. So, yeah, that's kind of their purpose in the hero's journey. In my humble opinion, the trickster character of the beauty community is ColourPop. Yeah, I know ColourPop gets a lot of flack again, and they should, because they just release. I don't even keep up with ColourPop anymore. I think I haven't really ordered anything in, what year is it? 2021? I don't think I ordered anything in at least 2 years from ColourPop. It's just too much to keep up with, but I mean, I think that's funny. I think it's funny that they just keep coming out with release after release after release after release. And I mean, clearly it's working because they keep doing it. So they're, in a way, are challenging the status quo because they keep doing this. And I don't know if it's one of those things where like they have to keep doing this because it's what they've been doing, or it just keeps working for them. But I mean, either way, it's happening. So I think that's funny. I think it's funny. I think like ColourPop is like, I don't know, capitalism on steroids. So like, yeah, and I think that's funny. So to me, ColourPop is going to be the trickster of the beauty community. So the next archetype that we're going to be looking into is going to be the shapeshifter. Now, the shapeshifter is, by its namesake, that means that they change. It doesn't necessarily have to be a physical change. It can be maybe like an emotional change, or maybe they change sides. So for example, if like, something's like, ally to enemy or enemy to ally, something like that. But, they change nonetheless. So an example of that would be Professor Snape. They change. So to me, the shapeshifter of the beauty community as it stands is going to be KVD, vegan, kindness, beauty, brand, kendo. Yeah, that... I don't actually know what the name is set. I should have looked it up before I started filming, but I don't know what they've actually settled on. I can't remember right this second. But yeah, KVD, formerly known as, Katarina von Dutch. Like we all kind of know what happened there. And I would say they are the shapeshifter. Like they literally just rebranded again after like 6 months of being like KV whatever. And so yeah, I would say they are the shapeshifter. They keep constantly changing. Is it for better? Yet to be seen. But then again, they did just drop that like Apple Dew Balm whatever foundation that's just blowing up online and everyone seems to love it. So I mean, this change may have paid off. We will see. Like this may have been what they needed to kind of get back in the game and change for good this time. So we'll see how that goes. But yes, I am deeming KVD as the shapeshifter of the beauty community. So the next archetype that we're going to be looking into is going to be the Guardian, or the Threshold Guardian. So the Guardian is someone or something that stops progress. They present some sort of an obstacle for the hero. Now, they may not be an enemy per se, or like a villain per se, but they're just something that warns the hero, someone or something that warns the hero. And usually the hero has to figure out like a way around them, or has to figure out like how to defeat them to get around them. So some examples of a guardian would be like the Whomping Willow from Harry Potter. I'm using a lot of Harry Potter references because I think that's the easiest one to like get, despite the fact that I've never read the books, but whatever. And just in life, like hall monitors, like that idea of someone just kind of keeping you from doing something for whatever reason, that would be a guardian, a threshold guardian. So they just stop progress. So I'm taking that to mean like they kind of get, like this is a brand that gets like stuck and has stopped the progression of their own brand. And to me, the guardian is going to go to none other than Miss Anastasia herself, ABH. Now, how the mighty fall. How the mighty fall. If you've been in the beauty community for a little minute like I have, ABH was that girl. Like ABH was what Fenty is now. ABH was a trendsetter. ABH was, you know, like, again, like ABH picked up where MAC left off, and then Fenty picked up where ABH left off. Like, they were like that it brand, that it girl brand. And now, I think they're okay, like doing sort of okay, but they don't have the same sort of regard. They're not held in the same regard that they once were. And so, I mean, I could go into like why that is, but I think that enough people have done videos on that I don't really need to. But, you know, if you've watched this kind of unfold, you know how it goes. And so, yeah, I think they are kind of stopping their own progress. Like, I really think they could have kept going for at least a few more years, but they just kind of shot themselves in the foot. So, yeah, I'm going to deem ABH the guardian. They are a threshold guardian to their own progress. So the last archetype that we're going to be talking about is the shadow archetype. So the shadow in this sense would be like the traditional villain. They are the antagonist. They are there with no other purpose other than to like thwart the hero and to prevent them from doing whatever it needs to do. So again, it's usually the villain, not always, but most of the time it is the villain. Some good examples of that would be like, you know, Voldemort, Darth Vader, you know, in that sort of sense. So I am dubbing the shadow, and you can probably guess this, as Sir Jalopity Staircase's Cosmetics. Enough said. So yeah, that's gonna actually wrap it up for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, it was just a little bit something fun for me to do, something fun to think about. Please don't take offense if I like kind of dragged your favorite brands, or like if a brand that you like wasn't on here. In fact, let me know down in the comments, what would you dub as these archetypes? What brands would you want to throw into the mix for this? Because of course I only named 8 here, but a lot of these, actually all of these archetypes could probably be representative of multiple brands. So you guys let me know in the comments, what would you put in place of this? You know, would you change it? Do you agree with me? Let me know. You know, we can get a little conversation going in the comments. Anyways, again, thank you guys so much for 100 subscribers. I can't explain how excited I am about it. I've been like telling everybody like, oh my God, I got 100 subscribers. Anyways, so yeah, you know, I will list everything on my face down below in the description box. I really like this look actually. Like I've never done white eyeliner, and because I was scared, because it's a lot less forgiving than black eyeliner, and you can definitely tell if I messed up. So I was like going so slowly. I think this is the longest time it's ever taken me to do eyeliner, because I'm pretty sure I was doing it for a solid like 20 minutes, just trying to get it as straight as possibly good. But I think I did okay. I think I was all right. And like I said, I feel very like glamorous in this like look. I don't know. Like I don't know. I like this one a lot. Anyways, like I said, I will list everything on my face down below in the description box as per usual. You can find me on Instagram at Deja Vu. You can find me on Twitter at Deja Vu 2. You can find me at TikTok at Deja Vu 3. I don't really get on there, but you can follow me anyways. And you can also check out my podcast, Grossly Overqualified, found everywhere that podcasts are found. So until then, you guys have a really amazing day, and bye-bye.